Hello, friends. Welcome back. I'm Lena Kay. Let's see what this brain surgeon has to say about dreams.
To sleep, you tend to have more of these vivid dreams in REM sleep, and people tend to have more positive emotional valence, which is like just affect as they engage longer sleep. That maybe clarity that comes with good sleep is because you've had vivid dreams at the tail end of it. Mm-hmm. See, that's a hypothesis, but that's where they come up with maybe it serves as a nocturnal therapist. But what I would say is, yet some of my patients, they have PTSD nightmares. So dreams are they're a double-edged sword. For some, they can help people cope. For some, they can actually worsen their emotional milieu, emotional environment, because a bad memory is trapped on loop and it pops up in nightmares. So my answer is, can they help people with trauma? Is they can. I think there's nocturnal processing going on. If you pay attention to your dreams and the context of your dreams, and if you try to remember your dreams, you're more likely to remember your dreams. But there is something happening there where I think that hyper emotional state leans therapeutic. Not for everybody, but in general, it leans therapeutic.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, or I think so 3. Dreams are such an amazing way that our brains process healing. And so if you've been through something, it's one thing processing it while you're awake, but when your brain is sleeping, it's processing, it's healing. And I can't remember where I heard it. I heard somebody say, the way you think about something, the way you think about it can actually improve your healing. The way that you think can accelerate your healing. If you're having dreams about something that happened to you, if you see it as there's something wrong with you, like what's happening, like it shouldn't be happening, why is your brain doing this? You're going to suffer more from that. You're probably not going to get the benefit from it either, because you're fighting you against you, right? You've got this resistance, this conflict within yourself, rather than seeing it as, oh, that was really unpleasant, or that was painful, but okay, my brain is healing. My brain is processing and I am healing.
A lot of sleep researchers call REM sleep the part of the sleep cycle which we can consider emotional first aid, where we are processing the emotions of the day. And I've heard some researchers say that it's when we take off the emotional, like something's happened, let's say something negative, we take off the emotional edges off it and lay it down in a much more rational, less emotional state during REM sleep. I've heard that being said. I think Matt Walker once told me that on this podcast actually a few years ago. And it's always been fascinating, that to me, the fact that, and I think this fits with that initial statement that I put to you, where you feel that, or you at least assert that perhaps the reason we sleep is so that the brain can dream. I thought, well, one of the most important things for us as humans is to process what happens to us, right? We have to deal with negativity all the time. You know, how do we do that? If REM sleep is where we take off those negative emotional edges, and REM sleep is also where a lot of these vivid dreams take place, then to me, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, well, perhaps dreaming is a way for some of us.
Very good.
I appreciate what you're saying. Some people, it makes things worse for them. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something like PTSD. Maybe you're repeatedly dreaming about something which is making you wake up and making you feel even worse. But I think for many people, it stands to reason, at least in my brain, that the process of dreaming may be your attempt to process some of the events of your life.
So in the last recent few years, I had PTSD because I went through something very shocking and traumatic. And what I found was that I would have these dreams, and sometimes I would wake up sweating, sometimes I would wake up crying, sometimes I would wake up just reliving certain things, or just the most unpleasant, scariest or darkest dreams. But my perspective was, as these doctors are talking about. My perspective through it all was, this is clearly this coming to the surface because it needs to be processed, healed, and then released. So I'm going to feel whatever is coming to the surface. I'm not going to push it down. I'm not going to ignore it and make it, just push it to the side, suppress it, because that's not healthy. And healing can take a hell of a lot longer if you're actually suppressing your emotions or suppressing like what you've gone through. So I would have these dreams, but I would also journal about them. I would write them down. I would, write down what happened. And sometimes maybe I could go back to sleep. Sometimes I was up for hours and I'll just be there, just reflecting, just being like, okay, what is it that's coming to the surface right now? What is it that I'm meant to know, that I'm meant to release? What, this is, it's like the dark night of the souls where it's just you and you. I do see dreams as an opportunity for healing. I think not all dreams. I think sometimes this is why I'm very mindful of what I watch before I go to sleep, because as your brain processes, like they were talking about Matt Walker. And if you that know me, know that one of my favorite books is a book by the scientist, sleep scientist, Matt Walker, which is called Why We Sleep. He talks about the science of sleeping, and it's just such an incredible book. Before I go to sleep, I'm very mindful of what I watch, because the brain does process like what you've experienced that day, and it processes the past, and it processes or projects like the future, whatever you've planned. This is why it's powerful to write like a list or journaling or setting intentions on what you want to do like the next day. Even just looking at your calendar and seeing what is in your calendar is engraving that into your mind. Like, okay, these are the intentions for the next day. And it will start to project and plan while you're sleeping. So the brain is really amazing. Don't villainize the bad dreams just because they feel really bad. Sometimes our dreams use people. Yeah, sometimes it uses memories and it relives them. But sometimes it uses certain people that it knows is going to get our attention. It uses certain people to actually symbolize something else. I would encourage you to journal about any dreams that bother you, any dreams that make you like think twice, any dreams that wake you up. These days, you don't even have to really wake up and go and write things down in your journal if you don't want to. You can always tell your AI assistant on your phone. You can record a voice message so that you can then the next day you can listen to it and you can journal about it. But yeah, dreams are really, really interesting. We don't know much about dreams. We're just starting to peel the surface of, the brain. The science is changing all the time. And it's really, really fascinating to me just how powerful our minds are. So let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you remember your dreams or if you journal them. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video, please. It really helps to grow the channel. And for the new subscribers, consider subscribing. And I'll see you soon. Love you lots.